Captivating, Chapter 1, page 11. An irreplaceable role in a great adventure. When I was a little girl, I used to love World War II movies. I imagined myself being in them. I dreamed of growing up, braiding my hair, and then tucking it up under my helmet. I planned to disguise my gender so that I could join in. I sensed that the men in these movies were part of something heroic, valiant, and worthy. I longed to be a part of it too. In the depths of my soul, I longed to be a part of something large and good. Something that required all of me, something dangerous and worth dying for. There is something fierce in the heart of a woman. Simply insert her children, her man, or her best friend, and you'll get a taste of it. A woman is a warrior too, but she's meant to be a warrior in a uniquely feminine way. Sometime before the sorrows of life did their best to kill in us, most young women wanted to be a part of something grand, something important. Before doubt and accusation take hold, most little girls sense that they have a vital role to play. They want to believe there is something in them that is needed and needed desperately. Think of Sarah, plain and tall. A man and his young children need her. Their word is not right until she becomes a part of it. She brings her courage and her creativity to the West and helps to tame it. We are awed by the nurses in Pearl Harbor, how in the midst of a horrifying assault, they bring their courage and strength to rescue the lives of hundreds of men. The women in the Lord of the Rings trilogy are valiant and beautiful. Women like Arwen, Gladiator, and Erin changed the fate of Middle-earth. And what about women like Esther and Mary and Ruth? They were biblical characters who had irreplaceable roles in a great story. Not safe and nice women, not merely sweet, but passionate and powerful women who were beautiful as warriors. Why do I love remembering the stories of canoeing in the dark beauty of the Tetons so much? Because I was needed. Not only was I needed, but like Erwin, I was irreplaceable. No one else in that canoe could have done what I did. Women love adventures of all sorts. Whether it be the adventure of horses, most girls go through a horse stage, or whitewater rafting, going to a foreign country, performing on stage, having children, starting a business, or diving ever more deeply into the heart of God. We were made to be a part of a great adventure, an adventure that is shared. We do not want the adventure merely for adventure's sake, but for what it requires of us for others. We don't want to be alone in it. We want to be in it with others. Sometimes the idea of living as a hermit appeals to all of us. No demands, no needs, no pain, no disappointments. But that is because we have been hurt or worn out. In our heart of hearts, that place where we are most ourselves, we don't want to run away for very long. Our lives were meant to be lived with others. As echoes of the Trinity, we remember something. Made in the image of the perfect relationship, we are relational to the core of our beings and filled with a desire for transcendent purpose. We long to be an irreplaceable part of a shared adventure. The Heart of a Woman, Beauty to Unveil. Chapter 1, page 13. The king is enthralled by your beauty. Psalm 45, verse 11. Lovely little 6-year-old Lacey was visiting my ministry outpost the other day, going from office to office, swinging on the door frame, and asking with a smile, would you like to hear my song?" Her face kissed by the sun with charming freckles, two front teeth missing, and eyes dancing with merriment. Who could refuse her? She didn't really care if she was an interruption. I doubt the thought crossed her mind. She sang her newly made up song about puppies and kitties, fully expecting to be delighted in. Then skipped down the hall to grace the occupant of the next office. She was like a ray of summer's sun, or better, a garden fairy flitting from office to office. She was a little girl in her glory, unashamed in her desire to delight and be delighted in. It's why little girls play dress up. Little boys play dress up too, but in a different way. Our sons were cowboys for years, or army men, or Jedi knights, but they never once dressed up as bridegrooms, fairies, or butterflies. Little boys do not paint their toenails. They do not beg to get their ears pierced. Some teenage boys do, but that is another story. Little boys don't play dress up with mommy's jewelry and high heels. They don't sit for hours and brush each other's hair. Remember twirling skirts? Most little girls go through a season when they will not wear anything if it does not twirl, and if it is sparkles, so much the better. Hours and hours of endless play result from giving little girls a box filled with hats, scarves, necklaces, and clothes. Dime stores, beads are priceless jewels. Hand-me-down pumps are glass slippers. Grandma's nightie and a ballroom gown. Once dressed, they danced around the house or preen in front of a mirror. Their young hearts intuitively want to know they are lovely. Some will ask with words, "Am I lovely?" Others will simply ask with their eyes, verbal or not, whether wearing a shimmery dress or covered in mud. All little girls want to know, as a young songwriter recently wrote, "I want to be beautiful and make you stand in awe, look inside my heart and be amazed. I want to hear you say who I am is quite enough. I just want to be worthy of love and beautiful." Bethany Dillon, Beautiful. Last summer, John and I attended a ball at the beautiful historic Broadmoor Hotel. It was a stunning affair. Black tie, candlelight, dinner, dancing, you name it. The courtyard where the hors d'oeuvres were served was filled with fresh flowers, flowing fountains, and the music of a gifted pianist. It was an evening long planned for weeks, no months ahead of the affair. I, like every other woman who attended, asked the all-important question, "What will I wear?" As the special night drew closer, I also wondered if it was possible to lose 20 pounds in 7 days. The evening turned out to be glorious. The weather was perfect, every detail attended to and lovely. But the highlight by far was the woman. Above the sound of the splashing water from the fountains, even above the music that floated through the air, was the sound of delighted exclamations. You look beautiful. You are gorgeous. What an amazing dress. How lovely you are. We were delighting in each other's beauty and enjoying our own. We were playing dress up for real and loving it. This woman were normal woman just like you and me. Woman you would run into at the bank or the grocery store or the office. Woman whose battles against acne have left their faces marked and their souls scarred. Women whose struggle with their weight has been the bane of their lives. Women who always felt their hair was too thin, too thick, too straight, or too curly. Ordinary woman, if there is such a thing. But woman who, at least for a few hours this night, took the risk of revealing their beauty. Perhaps better, whose beauty was unveiled. Think of your wedding day, or the wedding day that you dream of. How important is your dress as a bride? Would you just grab the first thing in your closet, throw on any old thing? A friend of ours is getting married in 6 months. Now, this young woman has seen her share of boys and heartbreaks. Her tale of beauty has many hurts to it. But as she told us about trying on wedding dresses and finding just the right dress, the weariness faded away and she was radiant. I felt like a princess, she said, almost shyly. Isn't that what you dreamed of? One little girl who is being raised in a home where her feminine heart is welcomed told her mother about a wonderful dream she had. My daughter Emma, nearly 6 years old, came to me all aglow this morning. She lay at my feet on my bed, all stretched out as if she hadn't care in the world. Mommy, she said, I had a wonderful dream last night. What was it about? I asked. I was a queen, she answered, and as she did, her cheeks blushed pink. Really? I replied. What happened in your dream? I was wearing a long, beautiful dress, she said, with hands gesturing downward, flowing. Was there anything on your head? I wondered aloud. Yes, a crown. Why was that such a wonderful dream? I just love feeling that way. What way? And with a sigh, she spoke one word, beauty. Emma's dream as told to her mother. The desire to be beautiful is an ageless longing. My friend Lily is in her mid-80s. As she descended the stairs of her home one Christmas season, I was captured by her beauty. She was wearing a green corduroy jumper with a white turtleneck that had little candy canes all over it. I said, Lily, you look lovely. Her face lit up, wrinkles and age spots disappearing as she put her hands out at her sides like a ballerina and did a delightful little trials. She was no longer 80, she was ageless. God has set eternity in our hearts. The longing to be beautiful is set there as well. Now we know that the desires to be beautiful has caused many women untold grief. How many diets have you been on? Countless tears have been shed and hearts broken in its pursuit. As Janice Ein sang, I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and high school girls with clear-skinned smiles. Beauty has been extolled and worshipped and kept just out of reach for most of us. Do you like having your picture taken? Do you like seeing those pictures later? How do you feel when people ask you your age? This issue of beauty runs deep. For others, beauty has been shamed, used, and abused. Some of you have learned that possessing beauty can be dangerous. And this is just astonishing. In spite of all the pain and distress that beauty has caused us as women, the desire remains. During the midst of a talk I gave on the heart of a woman last year, one of the women in the audience leaned over to a friend and said, "I don't know what this whole thing is about. Twirling skirts and all." The words had barely left her mouth when she burst into tears and had to leave the room. Little did she know how deep the desire ran and how much pain it had caused. Many of us had hardened our hearts to this desire, the desire to be the beauty. 2. We too have been hurt so deeply in this area that we no longer identify with, perhaps even resent the longing, but it's there. And it's not just the desire for an outward beauty, but more a desire to be captivating in the depths of who you are. An external beauty without a depth of character is not true beauty at all. As the proverb says, like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. Cinderella is beautiful, yes, but she is also good. Her outward beauty would be hollow were it not for the beauty of her heart. That's why we love her. In The Sound of Music, the Countess has Maria beat in the looks department, and they both know it. But Maria has a rare and beautiful depth of spirit. She has the capacity to love snowflakes on kittens and mean-spirited children. She sees the handiwork of God in music and laughter and climbing trees. Her soul is alive, and we are drawn to her. Ruth may have been a lovely, strong woman, but it is to her unrelenting courage and vulnerability and faith in God that Boaz is drawn. Esther is the most beautiful woman in the land, but it is her bravery and her cunning, good heart that moves the king to spare her people. This isn't about dresses and makeup. Beauty is so important that we'll come back to it again and again and in this book. For now, don't you recognize that a woman yearns to be seen and to be thought of as captivating? We desire to possess a beauty that is worth pursuing, worth fighting for, a beauty that is core to who we truly are. We want beauty that can be seen, beauty that can be felt, beauty that affects others, a beauty all our own to unveil.